Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Midnight's Edge in the Morning, brought to you by My Sanity. Welcome to the program. I'm Tom Connors. We got the boss man, Andre, here with us. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Greetings, everyone.
Glad to hear it. We also have Paulie, the Latino slant here.
Hey, brother.
Bright and early. It's like 6 o'clock where you at? What are you doing here?
7:09. I'm up every day at 5:30. Let's go.
And then we have Chris from Bleeding Fool News. How you doing, Chris Brawley?
I am very happy to be here.
You're a bleeding fool. We also have Mr. Chato coming in from Canada.
Finally, the name of your show lives up to the time that you're on. I've been always concerned about truth in advertising, and it's about time, guys.
You're the only one who does. It seems the FCC just backed off of Kimmel and everything else, but hey.
Yeah, they're coming after you for not being in the morning for all these years?
I'm not at liberty to answer that.
But let's just say we have YouTube coming after us for different reasons altogether. But
now what's YouTube coming after us for?
Oh, because we're a little bit too based for them. I don't think we weren't sufficiently inclusive of the agenda that Emma Watson was when it mattered, I think.
Oh,
right.
You're gonna have to bring me up to speed on this because I've been out of the loop. So, yeah. I didn't even know Emma Watson was still a thing.
She's not.
How you feeling?
So I thought she had like slowly turned into some crazy cat lady. I don't know what happened.
We'll get into that.
We do have some super chats here. One from Hypergiver who says, "Rip Renato Casero, master of the movie poster."
Yes. I'm very glad that you brought this up, Hypergiver. Renato Casaro, he was one of the greatest movie poster guys of all time. Your classic movie posters, he did them. Conan the Barbarian, that was him. Red Sonja, that was him. Rambo 3, that was him. Misery, that was him. This beautiful painted artwork that was near photorealistic, that graced so many posters of the 80s, when movie posters was a work of art rather than something some intern did in their lunch break in Photoshop. This, of course, has been a pet peeve of mine for many, many years. That Blu-rays, DVDs, they have all of this garbage modern artwork rather than the original art, which is fantastic. So here we have the master himself with a sampling of some of his work. Like behind him there you have John Wayne. You have his poster for Total Recall with Schwarzenegger. To his left, or to our right-hand side watching, you have the artwork for Rambo 3, one of the best posters of all time. Kind of wish the movie had lived up to it. But yeah, this was the problem with many of his movies, that the movies, or the movie that he did the poster for, very often the movies were not able to live up to the artwork that he made. That's how good he was.
Well, they also left off some of his more famous ones here, like Never Ending Story.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then you see here to the right, that Magnificent Seven one. You forgot to mention that.
But there's so many.
The Flash Gordon one. I mean, he did
Flash Gordon
as well. Yeah.
He did so many.
I did not know about this till just this morning. So yeah, that's sad to hear.
None of us did. Yeah.
Well, he and Frank Frazetta ruled this style.
Yes, totally.
So you really can't talk about him without also talking about Frank.
Very true.
And Drew Struzan, or is it Struzan?
Struzan, I think he came in a little bit later, but his style, he had a little bit of his own style. He didn't do the original Star Wars posters, but he did do the re-releases. Drew came in a little bit, like, I want to say late 70s, early 80s. He was just kind of coming in when some of the other guys were still going, but I mean, Drew had his own like kind of crosshatch kind of style that looked a little different than everybody else's, but
he did Back to the Future and
Indiana
Jones and stuff like that.
Some of the later Indiana Jones ones. He didn't do the initial one we know, but he did some of the later ones.
You know, those painted posters. It's a lost art form for sure. It really is. What a loss.
And of course, Conan the Barbarian, the one that we all know is the key.
Conan the Destroyer.
This one too, I think.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
But these four here are probably his most well-known ones here.
Yeah.
Because Escape from New York, what's funny about that one is they only use like the bottom part of the poster in the actual original artwork. for my memory. They just use the Statue of Liberty head part of it. Like they don't even use the whole thing. I think this is the first time I've actually seen the snake art like that.
Yeah. And also the Conan the Barbarian poster was also extensively reworked. Fun fact, because the original version of it wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he did that poster before Arnold Schwarzenegger was fully fully cast and was fully confirmed. Plus, look at his arm. His arm that's not holding the sword, right? Does it seem like really far away from the rest of his body, like unnaturally far away, unnatural pose? There's a reason for that. In the original version of that poster, he's actually holding a severed head.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. See if I can find it.
Yeah, me too. I know I had it from before when we had it in a video, but I don't know if I don't have it offhand.
I have it right here.
You found it?
I'm going to
I
put
think,
it in the private
well,
chat.
it's because it was the head of Kathy Griffin.
Wow. I mean,
it was offensive to
I heard that.
comedians.
You have that sometimes.
Yeah, here. Private chat.
Okay.
Give me the head of Joaquin Murrieta or Kathy Griffin. I'll take either. Nice. That's him.
That's the original version of the poster where the face doesn't look all that much like Schwarzenegger, and he's holding a head. So the poster, which later became iconic, is actually a paint over.
Interesting.
Painted over the head and made the features more like Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, kids, that's how we used to use a paint shop back in the day. We'd actually just have to paint over stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Make it look like it
interesting that
wasn't
the
there.
original painting didn't really favor Schwarzenegger, but it did favor Bergman, Sandal Bergman. What's the woman's
Did they
name?
have
Sandal
Schwarzenegger?
Bergman, yeah.
Did they have Schwarzenegger yet when they did that?
He actually, I'm not quite sure the story about that, because he was the first one they had.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, he was. Well, that is, he may have been the first one that was in talk, but he may not have been like fully committed.
First one signed. Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I've come by a wealth of new information on that movie, including information that is not in the official making of that was released by Titan Books. They did like this official making of, and it actually has some info. It's funny. The author, he bemoans there were some things he wasn't able to find out that we actually have in our documentary, so we have the answer. I was able to find even more. So I think we're going to do an update on that video at some point here.
Yeah,
it's funny because I never saw the Conan movies. I only knew Conan, the Frazetta stuff from the books.
Yeah.
Which were kind of similar.
Oh, yeah.
So it was easy to confuse, same kind of poses and stuff. But, Frank with his muscular guys and half-naked women hugging legs kind of fell out of favor because of those flaminists.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because John Mill used to know his inspiration for the Conan movie. It was those Frazetta paintings combined with the original script by Oliver Stone, which he then fit or tailored to fit his vision. He never read any of the original stories or anything.
That often happens.
Yeah.
Like the people who do The Witcher, they never read the original stories.
Yeah, no, but you know what would have been awesome if at least there were some Frazetta paintings of The Witcher. That
I would love it. Oh my God!
But
there are some very good commercial artists out there. You would be shocked at how good the kids are out there right now. There would be
actually I wouldn't, because they're all commissioned to do alternate covers for the current Conan comic books.
But wouldn't it be great if one of you talented kids out there, do a Frazetta style version of The Witcher?
I'm sure there must be some.
Oh, would that be good?
Already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frazetta was incredible. I've got a book of all his covers from Eerie magazine, Creepy, the books, the comics, everything. all the way back to, I don't know if many people know, but he did some of the Andy Capp artwork.
Really? I had no idea.
Well, he was a commercial artist.
Yep.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Oh,
credited at
just
first.
Banged stuff off. I mean, hey,
yeah, I mean, he did album covers and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's one of those things where, because of the speed with which commercial artists could work, they were never thought of as artists. They were always put down. I remember in my era hiring commercial artists. I mean, where's again? Just you guys talk.
No, we're just looking at you finding stuff.
Talkie.
Oh, here. So, I mean, I've shown this cover before, but I mean, look at the hell.
I love that. I love that picture.
That is your
That's
best
amazing.
cover.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy did it in no time, and
without AI.
Without AI, it's like it's gouache and airbrushing, and
beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you can see there's some things where he's actually taken a toothbrush, put paint on the toothbrush, and flicked it to create texture. So I know that. I mean, I can see it. It's right there.
Yeah,
props
that's a technique.
Props to they can put that up to that artist at that time for making you slightly nerd handsome. That's
everybody thinks it's Paul, but it's actually not Paul,
it's actually not. It's one of the people in his apartment. So
I'm sorry.
I did the original drawing. I've got it.
But that's
still.
not you?
I did the
no, I know.
sketch.
I said the same thing. Yeah.
I did the sketch, and I used myself as a model. Yeah. And then he found someone in the apartment who looked like me. So
okay, that explains it. Then.
And then and that's why everyone thinks it's me. You can sort of see the difference, but yeah, I mean, I just accept the fact. Yeah, it's me. That's fine.
It's just a generic Canadian. Let's be real.
Also, when you add a few decades to it.
Yeah. But I mean, you could see just how glorious that album cover is.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, you're not getting stuff like that, today. But there are fantastic digital artists.
Take it easy with you and your glorious, all right?
Well, and the problem
this
with
is
that
the artist. See, this is what I'm talking about. This narcissism, Tom. You know
yeah, and the problem with that is a lot of these movie studios, they use like the marketing department to do a lot of this crap anymore, and they have for a long time. But it's just like they have no real idea of what's going to draw the public in, if you ask me anymore, especially when you see modern movie posters. They go against like almost all the old rules they were never supposed to do, like the flying V's and the floating heads and other stupid shit that they used to avoid back in the day. Like, I mean, I just watched The Offer again not too long ago. For those who don't know what that is, it's a mini series that Paramount Plus did. It's amazing. Check it out if you haven't. It's about the making of The Godfather, and they go through the whole spiel of everything in there about the posters and stuff. And it's the same thing. It's like, you want something that's going to draw the eye in, going to get people, basically the type of stuff that used to lie to us on the video store,
right?
Covers, where we say, oh, we think we're getting this when we really get something else completely.
Well,
I miss those days, but yeah.
Go back to the 8-bit computer game days where the cover, thing. The cover would be this, Frank Frazetta cover of aliens, attacking each other, but in the game it's just
that's your imagination, Paul. Work.
I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that. That was the thought of the game creator, that this is what they were delivering, and right. In reality they could only give you these little 8-bit sprites that jumped around the screen. I didn't mind that. That no one complained about that. Alien spaceships, beautifully drawn, Ron Cobb style alien spaceships. But actually, those are the
you can
days.
find that joke and others on that LP that
yes,
showing us.
Right. I'm just repeating old jokes.
The greatest hits.
I mean, to me, when you encounter someone who can really draw and paint, and for instance, someone who can paint with a palette, and close up, you're just seeing blobs of paint, and then when you pull back, you see this detailed picture of the character, but close up, it's just blobs. I miss those days, but those people still exist. They're just not being published or
hired.
or hired, whatever.
Well, that's just it. They don't use the right people anymore, right? And the reason I brought up that Godfather thing is because they go like two or three scenes where all these guys just don't get it, and then you finally have Evans show up at the end, and he's just like, "Why don't we just use the key out from the book?"
The kid stays in the picture.
Yeah. But anyhow, it's sad to hear about that. I did not know that until I got here today. So thank you, Hypergiver, for letting us know about Renato. That's really
Rest
sad.
in peace.
Yeah, and then Crass Socks sends in $1.99 to say hello at Midnight's Edge panelists, mods, and chat. Well, thank you, Cross Socks. Or Crass Socks. That's what it is.
Thank you for letting us talk about artwork.
Yeah.
Which is close to my heart. That's great.
It is. And then Corbin Dallas sends in a member chat for 23 months. Thank you, Corbin. The mom is here and sends in a super sticker. Let me see if I can see what it is. StreamYard's always adding these new options, but they still haven't fixed this super sticker thing. All the stuff that they've done.
The priorities,
Yeah, the mom sends in a thumbs up. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, please do. There's over 400 of you out there right now. Perfect Drodge, if I've said that right, has become a member. Perfect Drodge. Thank you for that. And then we've got Lightning Sketch Productions, who says, Iger is now what Eisner was in the 2000s. Unpopular. Well, it's kind of funny because, what was it, like 2-3 weeks ago when I started noting that they're just redoing the same shit they did 10, 15 years ago, trying to, before they got Star Wars, to try and regain the male audience back. It's like, instead of fixing Star Wars and Marvel, makes no sense to me, but yeah.
Well, who was it who quoted, I believe it was Katzenberg back in the day when he said that all they did was spend their time trying to come up with stuff that hasn't been done yet in the movie business. Who quoted that? I can believe it.
That
too.
Sounds like an Eisner thing, perhaps.
No, it was Katzenberg. It was Katzenberg, I believe, who said that back in
era,
back in the let's say Ghostbuster era, it was actually a bunch of creative people sitting around the table going, "Hey, what do we have that doesn't exist?"
Well, like those were the guys that kind of took a gamble on Roger Rabbit, right? Like that's the movie that I still maintain saved Disney. I mean, a lot of people point to The Lion King and Little Mermaid and stuff like that. I'm like, no, it starts a little sooner than that because the animation department was dead. They had to basically rebuild the animation department to do Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Sure, but it cost a shit ton of money.
It did, but the thing was, and it goes with what you were saying, let's show the audience something they haven't seen yet.
Right.
And that is kind of Walt's old, kind of thing where, whatever they were doing. And George Lucas even kind of came from that school. And I think that's why he always gravitated towards Disney taking Star Wars, because he said it for years, because Disney was one of the few studios that was always trying to innovate and try to do and try new things. Hey, Six, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Six.
And just to finish my thought real quick. So yeah, I'm not surprised that that's something that would come from the Disney studios, whether it was Katzenberg or somebody else. But yeah, because that was their whole, mantra during the 80s was trying different stuff, including adult entertainment.
What's funny, and I'm remembering it now. I remember pitch meetings in the 90s where the most cutting insult would be someone saying, "Oh, this is just like the Untouchables." Like, you know what? To tell you the truth, I haven't remembered that until now. That was always the nastiest thing that a person who's pitching something could hear. Oh, yeah, that's just like Singing in the Rain. You would get hammered by someone telling you that this was pretty much like something that's already been done.
Yeah, not original.
That's why you cut him off in the beginning and you say this is, the Golden Child meets, Singing
that's
in the Rain.
That's
where you do that.
That's not unusual for a TV show.
Yeah.
But in the movies, it was deadly to throw a comp at people. It's funny. I just remembered it now. Now it's almost mandatory. Oh, this is exactly like Kiki's Big Adventure. Excellent, but with robots. Good. This is good. It's funny. Yeah. Well, it's no longer an insult to say that's something that's exactly like an existing property.
Yeah.
Well, we're no longer trying to create new dishes, right? We're trying to create something familiar enough so the person that ate the hamburger last time with his pizza, it's content. It's something consumable.
And the movie industry worked in a way a little bit differently too, Paul, in the sense that I agree with you because I get what you're saying. Because like back then it was more like, oh, Jaws hit big. Let's do one of those. right? Like the guy who made Mac and Me, his whole thing was, if we can make 1% of what E.T. did, we'll still make a fuck ton of money.
But you have
that's how we got Star
Yeah.
Trek, the motion picture. That was like Paramount going, hey, so this Star Wars thing is a big hit. What do we have that we can give that treatment? So
You know, speaking of Star Wars and Star Trek and Paramount, I guess you guys know that Mangold just signed a huge deal. James Mangold just signed a huge deal with Paramount yesterday. It was announced.
Wow.
Which means that, is he gonna do his Lucasfilm long promised Dawn of the Jedi movie or not? Is
not
that
with Paramount?
What?
Not looking Paramount. Good. Not when he signs like such a deal with Paramount. That means he has the time to spare to do it.
That's what I was thinking. I don't think it really means a whole lot, but I was reading something about it over on Gizmodo, and the comment section is quite a hoot because you know, they just think it's means he's going to be doing homophobic movies for Donald Trump or something at Paramount. I don't know what. I mean, they are
doing them for Ellison. And Ellison, by the way, now has surpassed Elon Musk as the officially richest man in the world. I stress officially because unofficially he's still way down the list. But officially, Ellison Sr. is now the richest man in the world. Meaning he can afford to buy. So when his son is like, Dad, I want to be a mogul, buy me a studio, he's going to get the studio. If the son says, Dad, I want Warner as well, he's probably going to get that too.
Well, maybe he's taking a page out of Elon Musk and saying, I'm going to save this industry. Elon Musk said, I'm going to save online chat.
Well, if he can do it, then more power to him.
I mean, already people are freaking out of that he's a partial owner in TikTok, and the left are going, we were fine with the Communist Party of China owning it, but not a Jew.
Yeah,
I want Ellison to buy Blue Sky next. And
that would be.
I was about to say, and the funny thing is they already had Blue Sky and they had to vacate that because they saw how crazy their own people were.
Oh, it's
weird. I mean, it was hilarious when Stephen King went to Blue Sky and then celebrated I'm back when he went back to X. And well, why are you back if Blue Sky was so great?
Well, Blue Sky, it's famous for its high quality discussions.
Indeed.
Quite hilarious. A fun scroll. There's doom scrolling, and then there's Blue Sky doom scrolling. It's a whole nother level.
That's a world apart.
Yeah, just listen to Ta-Nehisi, whatever, Hoaxster.
Yeah. But gentlemen, let's move on here. We have topics to discuss.
Right.
And we do have more super chats as well. But that was a good super chat. Thank you, Lightning Sketch Productions, for the super chat. We appreciate that. It says Iger is now what Eisner was in the 2000s, unpopular. I think we read it, but I don't know if I remember saying his name. I don't think I said his name, though. I just wanted to be sure. Bucky Cat says with $5, speaking of artwork, did y'all see the Tina Turner statue in Memphis? Good Lord. No, I didn't.
Yeah, I saw it.
To me. Is it good and respectful, or I guess not, since it's brought up here?
The photos
wait a minute. I think I have seen this. Is this the one that everybody says looks like She-Hulk?
She looks like a pot scrubber.
The photos I saw, like the angles were like really bad as far as the photographer.
I dropped it in the private chat.
Yeah, I got it here too. Okay. Yeah, this is not good. Who the fuck sanctioned this shit?
Oh,
not only that, who let this pass? See, this is a thing I've noticed in art lately, is that these very poor artists are getting a pass. Why? Because it's like people don't have the fucking balls to tell them, you fucking suck.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That is the problem. You want to know why? I can tell you why. Because their skin color ain't white. That's why.
You think?
I'm willing to bet. Because this is the same kind of shit I've seen in and there's I'll tell you why, because I've seen this in fucking movie art, and they fucking always make this big deal out of it, and it's this ugly ass motherfucking shit that they make a big deal out of it being a non-white artist.
Well,
hold on. Like, yeah, they suck.
Hold on. My last recollection is that they tend to hire white Danish artists.
Well, Bucky Cat just confirmed what I was saying. Yeah, I'm not saying that anybody who's not white can't be artists. My point is they don't have the balls to tell the ones who suck that they fucking suck. That's the problem. Art critics are not art critics anymore. They're more like art confirmation artists. That's what they are. They just say, "Oh, it's beautiful," no matter what it is, unless you're probably white. Then they'll be critical about.
Yeah,
generally,
just to clarify that it's not.
There's the artist
that is bad because they're black, but because they're given a free pass.
You found it too. Yeah, there you go.
They probably shouldn't be, so that the actual truly talented artists of black persuasion aren't allowed to rise to the top. That's of course an issue.
Yeah, because I said this about the Criterion Collection Wiz cover, and there's been some other ones that have been doing this, and it's like they look like fucking donkey ass. They're not selling you anything. And if I was Tina Turner, I'd be fucking offended by this. It makes her look like a goddamn Muppet.
It doesn't
like Jim Henson would have done a better job than this.
Yeah. It's a Nigerian artist. He's highly acclaimed contemporary artist. And,
highly acclaimed. That's the problem right there.
I would love to know what they spent on this.
Well, maybe he's highly acclaimed. He may be highly acclaimed for other things, and maybe deservedly so, but he clearly wasn't the guy for this.
No,
this is like the thing. He could have a perfect style that's great for other things.
I'm looking at his other stuff. Was really good.
They paid $150,000 for it,
and very different.
What?
$150,000.
This monstrosity cost $150,000.
Oh, that does not surprise me.
That's not expensive.
Probably a good deal.
Yeah, that's
not expensive.
Not me.
Most of it contributed by Ford Motor Company.
There we go.
Hey, nobody got my quote.
The quote is, "It's simply the worst."
So I was just saying,
it's the Simpsons.
My opinion is that he's just the wrong artist for the job.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. He's probably a very good artist, but he's not the right fit for this.
You guys are too nice, and this is part of the problem. This sucks.
No, it's not. Listen, you got to express how you expressed yourself. I'm expressing myself how I want to express myself.
Yeah, everyone is saying that this particular thing
he was wrong. I mean, he's obviously talented, but he did a shitty job with this one. He just wasn't the right person.
Exactly. He was the wrong fit for this particular thing. And sometimes that happens. You have someone who is a talent for other things, but you pair them with something that doesn't work with their sensibilities, the end result is going to suck. And that's what happened here.
Actually, they may have paid more than 150. The 150,000 is what Ford.
I thought that sounded on the cheap side.
Yeah.
That actually is kind of cheap.
Yeah. Timu Turner. I mean, some of the people have been commenting. It hasn't gone over well. Let's just say it's
it hasn't?
Rightfully so.
That's good. And that's, maybe they'll hear that and get rid of it and get
maybe they should have had him do a sketch first to see his direction.
Yeah.
Before committing to fully doing this. Maybe had like 3 or 4 different artists deliver pitches. Ain't no shame in that. And go with the best one. I mean, that's how a bunch of weapons and stuff have been developed over time. You have like competitions between various designers and stuff, and then the best one they mass produce. Ain't no shame in it.
Yeah, I mean,
art is just like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. Art is completely subjective.
Of course, in this particular, absolutely. I just think there's not too many beholders that like this one.
Yeah, for every person that hates on it, there's probably somebody who absolutely loves it, and it looks like ass, but they have the right to provide their interpretation of it.
I'll grant you, for every 100 person that hates, it's probably one that likes it. Then I'll agree with you.
I posted in the private chat one commenter about one Tina Turner fan's comment about the statue. Anyhow, it's a shame. It's a shame.
I saw that. Okay. I just think, it's weird, Six, because it's a public statue. I mean, the Bruce Lee one was great. The Otis Redding one, amazing.
The RoboCop one looks better than that.
Yeah, but we're talking about real people here, right?
Yeah. Well, so is you saying RoboCop ain't real?
I mean, it is in our hearts, Tom. It is in our hearts.
Detroit seems to think so.
Did they make that thing in the end, the RoboCop one?
Yeah,
what?
This was a heritage. This was a celebration of Turner. She was born there, so they have Tina Turner Heritage Days there.
What did Andre say though?
I said did they do that that RoboCop statue in the end? I don't remember.
I don't know if they ever actually did it or not, to be honest with you. I think it was paid for and commissioned, but I don't know if they actually put it up in Detroit. Sorry, Chris.
I think they probably didn't, but anyway, yeah, carry on, Chris.
Well, I was just saying this was part of a Tina Turner Heritage Days up there because she was born there. I think a lot of people were hoping it would.
Well, that statue simply isn't the best, Chris. That's all I'm going to say.
I agree with Tom.
True. Yeah.
We're going to need another sculptor.
Oh. Nutbush City Limit.
That looks like nut bushes.
I don't think white people should be allowed to comment on it.
Oh, too
Fuck
bad.
off.
I want an Ed 209 statue.
If that's the case, then they can't comment on anything white. Fuck that, Paul.
Yes, they can. They're allowed.
No, that's the stupid reverse racism that got us here in the first fucking place.
Joking, right?
White toxicity. I'm sick of it.
Right?
Well, you should narrow niche it. Jewish people shouldn't be commenting on it.
I agree.
There you go.
Oh, good.
Completely
hey, the statue
looks like something I ate and spit up this morning. Oy. Okay.
Thank you, Bucky. You got your money's worth.
Yes, you did, Bucky, on that one. Lord Almighty. Stian Mondstadt has been here for 38 months. Hopefully, he gets his money's worth. And then we got Hollywood Burns, who says, if Starfighter rumors are true, it's DOA. Is there even any rumors about it? This thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there are rumors.
Now what?
Apparently Gosling's character is found a youngling or whatever that he's taking to the wise old
Why
Ray
is every member
Jedi.
of the Jedi Order a member of NAMBLA as well?
We weren't finished. We hadn't gotten to the rumor yet.
No, well, that's it. That Ray is the top dog Jedi that Gosling is, struggling.
No.
Yes.
What's your source on that?
I'm trying to remember who the scoop was on that. Is one of the, I think Reichman. I'm not sure.
Is she going to be on some rocky island sucking some breast milk from some creature?
Oh, that might make it good.
I think
I
so.
don't recall the source of the rumor right now in this moment, but yes, that basically is the gist of it. That the movie features both Mara Jade and Rey, especially Rey. That this still is their Rey movie. It's just now angled slightly differently. I do not know the accuracy of that rumor, and I don't even know the source of it.
I'm being told it's Doomcock, so take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because as far as I knew, this is a completely separate project from the Rey project.
We're going to be going over.
Rey is involved in
well,
that.
yeah, that's
He's
true.
The head Jedi.
Still, I don't know.
Wow, looks like the tousled hair division is on the job.
If you'd have told me this was a remake, I was just gonna say, if you told me this is a remake of Waterworld, I'd have believed you. And I've been like, that's the little girl now. She's a trans boy, but yeah.
That's right.
Is it?
Yeah. No,
really?
But I'm saying that's what they would do in Waterworld. That was my point. But
right, sure, of course.
But do you think they're dumb enough that would they actually make another Waterworld? I don't know.
Absolutely.
You know what? Waterworld actually made him money eventually.
It did. I'm one of the few people to point that out, that the movie did fine. The problem was more so that A, it just cost too much up front, and B, the fucking toys didn't sell. That was the problem. It was meant to launch a new franchise that didn't.
God, that movie was
that was
awful.
DOA, basically, yeah.
They could have made bank if they'd made like a water filter system and played it off of Waterworld. Because that's when I think of Waterworld, I think of drinking my own urine.
Yeah, that's what everybody thinks of.
I didn't hate the movie.
Oh no, I love the film. In fact, the Ulysses cut is actually pretty good too. If you haven't seen that one,
no. That movie was trash.
Shut up, Paulie.
When I saw it in the theater. No, it's my opinion.
Yeah, you're welcome to have it.
That movie was stupid.
Doesn't mean you're still wrong.
Give you the Postman. That's what I'm talking about.
Have you watched Maelstrom, the Odyssey of Waterworld yet?
No.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Waterworld was much more entertaining than The Postman was. I mean, I'm not going to say The Postman was a bad movie, but
I was being not serious.
Yeah, I guess so. Core member 123 says, Tom, looking good this morning. Well, thank you. I'm not gay, no worries. Well, even if you were.
I can't believe you own a shirt with buttons on it.
I try. You look good in blue, still not gay. Calm down. Yes. I bought this shirt for when I went down to Mikey.
I was going to say, that looks like a Mikey shirt on the golf course there.
He influenced me a little bit. I'm not going to say he didn't.
I thought once you hit 40, it was all Velcro.
Kind of.
Well, we need to get some more influence there.
They don't make as much Velcro stuff as you'd think anymore, Six.
Yeah.
At least not like they used to.
That stuff.
Well, I mean, back in the 80s, we had Velcro everything. We had Velcro in the 80s. I mean, Views with Hughes, Culture and News, sends in 499, says, black people will tell them the statue is more like the problem isn't they didn't have anyone black here to say it.
Might want to get a spell checker.
Views. Yeah, I think that one was more like, Views, Hughes, why don't you, I think you got me on X. Why don't you DM me what you mean here? Because I think you used your voice
to text. Black people tell them that statue's more like the problem is that they didn't have anyone black there to say it.
Yes, I think I was going to say, I think I get what you're saying, but just to double check to make sure.
Well,
then he says, I meant to say black people would say it sucks. They didn't have anyone black there to say it. You're probably right.
Right. Now that I buy, like the council on the Tina Turner statue was probably,
or would it be the other side of it where you just say silent because you know better, like the Juicy Smollett thing? Yeah, there's that too. But I see what he's saying. Yeah, thanks for that. Views with Hughes. Ugh, I can talk this one. JPS says the if you don't like it, you're racist needs to stop. Yes, it does. It's so silly, unless it's obvious. But I mean, even then, it's most cases it's questionable.
All these racist comments, I'm sick of them.
Oh, I'm a racist. You're a racist. We're all a racist.
The only real racist here is me. So let's go on.
Hey, I've been called racist, so that counts. But all right. So what did we have here with Bob Iger and Emma Watson? Why are they under fire, and why should I care?
Let's begin with Emma Watson, because I don't know exactly how long we have Paulie. And Paulie has seen the full podcast with Emma Watson, because that's how this all started. Emma Watson was on a podcast, and towards the end of this podcast, she spoke. She wasn't speaking her mind. That's wrong to say, but she was asked about J.K. Rowling. Now, of course, J.K. Rowling is the reason why anyone knows the name Emma Watson to begin with. Because Emma Watson is, of course, known from Harry Potter, and there would be no Harry Potter were it not for J.K. Rowling. However, J.K. Rowling is a feminist of the TERF variety. That's trans-exclusionary radical feminist. Whereas Emma Watson is also a feminist, but she's a feminist of the very inclusive variety, which put them at odds. And for many, 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 many years, J.K. Rowling remained silent, while Emma Watson would, for the same amount of years, drop the occasional tidbit about J.K. Rowling, as would her fellow Harry Potter cast members, kind of like distancing themselves from her. Because, according to Emma Watson and company, they were on the right side of history, and J.K. Rowling was not. Anyway, on this podcast, then, Watson spoke of Rowling in a little bit more reconciliatory terms, but she still spoke about her. And now, when Watson has reached the age of 35, and she's no longer a kid, she's no longer a teen, even though many people may think so, Rowling decided enough's enough, and now she actually spoke out against Watson, and she absolutely blasted her and put her in her place, and she did so by speaking the truth. In not so many words, saying that Emma Watson knows nothing of the world, and that she wants to be an activist, but she wants everyone else to suffer the price of that activism. She herself is never going to do anything of the sort. It was pretty glorious. We have a video coming about it. But Polly, before we get into exactly what Rowling said, you saw this entire podcast. What went on there? What's going on in the life of Emma Watson?
Yeah, so she appeared on Jay Sheedy, sorry, for 2 hours and about 40 minutes. It was a podcast length, and I listened. I was traveling, so I heard it driving. I had many hours to kill driving, so this was perfect, as far as the time. That being said, that particular moment of the JK was in, I believe, like the 2 hour and 30-minute mark, like at the end of their long talk. So I have a feeling that there was probably a deal in place where it's like, I'm going to ask about JK. You can come on, you can do all this, but we're going to talk about JK at the end. In short, it really is a tale of, in my opinion, of a young person who's now 35, who's the failed promises of this wave of feminism she is waking up to, and she's trying to fight it. You could see it in every element of her life. She talks about her family, her friends, her romantic relationships, dating, riding a bicycle, writing, her spirituality, and yes, this at the end. Everything it's like she was at odds with, and she's just there's just a new kind of experience that she's having with it. There's a lot of cringe moments. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of it reminds me of many actors and artists that I've been around, grown up with all my life. You can see herself editing live in the moment, where she's just not, just being filtered, right? Just talk. Whereas you can see her thinking, the thought process. So those are the big sweeping impressions. The first impressions I got, and so it all kind of makes sense. I think she was with a as far as her dating, she used to date a man with a man bun, if I'm not mistaken, and I think she's dating now a man. And I say that because it's like, man, did she start dating like a real man? Like the things that she's saying are actually, she's starting to make some common sense, some sense as far as relationships and wanting a kid and family. So yeah, man, that's what I got. I wanted to know what the whole controversy was and the context of the conversation. I don't know if you guys have any questions.
Yeah, I'm curious about one thing, because Emma Watson, she is right now famous for being Emma Watson, activist. She hasn't been in a movie for 6 years. Her last movie was Little Women, an Amy Pascal feminism rant that they tried to tell men that, guys, when you finish working, when you finish like your job in construction and stuff like that, to be a real man, you have to go and see this movie for chicks. That's how they tried to market that movie. That's how desperate they were. Didn't really work out. The movie was a massive flop. She hasn't really been in any movie since, other than some Harry Potter things where she is like credited because they use stock footage. She has directed some shorts, something like that, but she hasn't really done anything that anyone has seen for 6 years.
Right.
Is this by choice, or was she dropped by everyone and everything for some reason? Because for years now, she's just known for her activism. Is she proud of this? Is she doubling down? Or is she starting to distance herself a little bit from that life? Is she starting to realize that she was on the wrong side of history the whole time? what I'm asking, really.
She was in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, and how many years ago was that?
But it's a big movie.
Yeah, and it's 7 years ago. I said the last one was 6 years ago.
I think the world is slowly changing now. I mean, I can't think of maybe in the short history of humanity that we are fighting over the legitimacy of lady penises. Like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like, from a comedic point of view, it's hard to make fun of. It's just, really, this is how we've divided the world up. The people who believe in this stuff and the people who don't. and the fact is, as Bill Maher has said many times, the Democratic Party, until they get off this bizarro Kool-Aid, is never going to win another presidential election. I think he's right.
I don't know. That depends on the populist, though.
No, the population overall, I think, is more sane than we give them credit for. And Emma, I think, with what's happened in the UK, because she is a British citizen, with what the UK Supreme Court has ruled, with the cast review, and all these things are now piling up. Denmark, who basically invented the idea of gender care, has now backed off and said, you know what, we were wrong about it. And so, apart from pockets of crazy people who are going to hold on to this for the rest of their lives because they made the decision that they're going to commit to it, Emma, for some reason, wants some rapprochement. Maybe she wants to be friends again with and this is her way of doing it.
The part that I thought was interesting, because I haven't seen the actual quotes or the whole thing yet, but that you just said, Paulie, though, that I thought was interesting is kind of some of the things that we've been saying all for a while. Is like, these are the last people on Earth who should be lecturing anybody.
Well, there's that
on
too.
Anything, right? Like, first of all, you're sitting here trying to see when they talk about their the stuff they want to do for the environment or all this other bullshit. They mean you, not them, right? Like, that's the whole thing, because they're the ones still jet setting around in private jets and doing this, that, and the other. Bono's a great example of this. Some of the most outspoken ones.
Leonardo
DiCaprio's another hypocrite when it comes to this bullshit. What they mean is you need to sacrifice for them, right? And they're not even stopping and taking into consideration that the carbon footprint that they're leaving, if they want to really get into this bullshit, is worse than 20 or 30 people at once, right? Like, they don't even think about that. And they're dragging an army along with them. So for those people to lecture us about that kind of shit is some of the most tone-deaf bullshit I've ever heard in my life. And that's why I've never taken celebrities seriously on that. And then you add in the political bullshit that they've added to that in the last 10, 15 years, which, right, like, look, actors and have always been activists. We know that, right? Like, I mean, all the way back through till probably going back to way back when movies first started, they have been. I mean, we had the communist stuff. You had this shit all through the 60s. You had all the stuff through the 70s. I mean, now we're getting to this shit again. It was like, did actors not learn their lesson from a lot of that kind of stuff? Especially during the Vietnam era, like Marlon Brando and Hanaway Jane and all that kind of shit. Didn't you guys learn then that if you start to get into politics, you're just creating not just fans, but you're creating, people that dislike you, right? Because if you're just a movie,
so really fast, I just wanted to throw this at you guys as far as, because Andre asked, according to her, she left the business. That was like the big title of the podcast. You can believe it or not. I'm just telling you what she said, what was talked about.
Right.
She doesn't have representation. She doesn't have a PR company at all. She left it because she was going crazy as far as being Emma Watson, the activist, the caricature that had been created. That's what she's saying. And that's what was talked about. So you take that with a grain of salt,
So she's saying that she retired by choice.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can partially believe that because she did leave right after doing like Andre pointed out, she hasn't done a movie in 6 years. Sounds like she only did like one movie after Beauty and the Beast. And regardless of how we feel about that movie, it made over $1 billion. Right. That movie is one of the reasons why we've been getting nonstop Disney remakes ever since. Well, wasn't that the first one to hit $1 billion, if I'm not mistaken?
I I can't tell, but I mean, the bottom line is that she chose to become the darling of the UN crowd. That's where she has spent most of her time, is pallying around with world leaders, talking about these, big issues while wearing sequin gowns at parties.
Oh yeah, she's a globalist, no doubt.
Yeah,
And
that's where she is.
But there was very little of that talk in this two, in this. Again, I'm just
probably because that would make her look bad.
Someone was asking, oh God, it wasn't an apology, right? It's not. What she was saying was basically, I can't cancel JK in this world, and yet I still, back the trans thing. But I can in any way. I mean, she did cancel her years ago.
Yeah, she tried. I mean, if she can't, it's meaning trying.
Publicly, she wasn't as demonstrative as Daniel.
Well, I'm not saying Emma's doing this, but I mean, this is the same as a lot of these folks now who are on the other side going, well, we need to slow things down. We need to bring down the temperature. We need not to do this, that, and the other, because it's finally happening to them, right? Like, that's what I see. And I'm not saying Emma's saying this, but I've seen this now from a lot of other folks, and it's like, oh, so now you're going to pay attention to the injustices
like the
that
Democrats
these things.
Saying, turn down the rhetoric, temperature, and stuff like that. I found it interesting. I don't know if any of you guys saw this or not, because I applaud Rowling's outspokenness on the issue. I've always thought that it was genuine. Because she's an outspoken feminist, and of course, women want to be protected against men being able to invade their spaces and so on. So it's had this protect women message the entire time, and she stayed consistent. But yesterday or day before yesterday, or when this kerfuffle was coming to light, someone asked her if she was willing to do like Emma Watson and walk back her initial, back in the 2010s, support of the asylum seekers and migrants. Since around 2010 and beyond, there were so many child sex exploitation, grooming gangs, and all these women, like 1,400 young girls, had been raped by a majority of non-UK asylum seeker residents in the UK.
Nicely.
And her initial response to that, it was from a pretty well-known influencer, asked her that question, and she was like, oh, you're still here? She didn't even answer the question. And man, the comments started saying, hey, that was a legitimate question. Why aren't you about protecting women? And I wasn't sure what to think of it, because the transgender issue already is a hot topic, and the UK is putting people in jail for Facebook comments and messages right now. So it's not really a free speech paradise over there. But she seems to be very bold.
In the UK.
What's that, Andre?
Free speech is dead in the UK.
It is. And so I was a little surprised, though, that she wasn't going to stay consistent on that. So that's out there. If you look for it, there were a lot of people asking about why is she not interested in protecting girls, who arguably it's more dangerous. I think they call them grooming gangs or whatever.
Yeah, they do. I can actually answer that.
Okay.
This is a point that I've made very, very often. J.K. Rowling, while she may be based on that one particular issue, she's a feminist in every other issue. She's also a globalist. She's not going to argue for against Black Snape. If anything, she's going to sign off on it and champion it. She's not going to argue against curtailing freedom of speech. She's not going to argue against all of the mass immigration that is completely changing the face of not just the UK, but all of Europe. Because these are things that she has been championing, because that's her ideology. She's also a feminist. She's just so happens to be a trans exclusionary feminist. So just because she happens to agree with a lot of people on that particular issue She's going to have warped opinions on other issues, such as that one. Do not think that just because you agree with her on that one issue, she's going to agree with you on others.
Yeah, it seems at cross purposes, because I could imagine a young teenage girl who has been attacked by one of these gangs, who is also a Harry Potter fan, who sees J.K. Rowling, pushing back on Emma Watson, and then someone asking about these migrant gangs or whatever they call them, these mobs that are grooming these young girls, and what cognitive dissonance she must experience if that's the case. I mean, I don't know how.
Absolutely. Not just her, but so many, because the biggest proponents of like refugees welcome and stuff like that are the women who then go and turn their countries into unsafe places. Like, for instance, one of the worst places when it comes to grape in the world right now is Sweden. And it's not blonde and blue-eyed Swedes doing all that graping. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Still, though, women there want more. Not all women, but many of them. And they keep voting in parties that want more of that.
Well, I think certain cultures have difficulty assimilating, particularly when there's not really a way to, an effort being made to onboard people, right? I mean, I get that people need to get out of where they're, wherever they're leaving, they have to go somewhere, they're seeking asylum, the refugees and so on. But I feel like there's a whole lot of effort being placed on things like empathy and charity and just giving people.
Well, okay, let me just say that in this confused world we live in, I don't think any one individual is required to solve all problems.
Yeah.
So I'm reading her quotes here. Yes, J.K. Rowling expressed support for refugees and immigrants back, such as 2015 when she supported refugees, in 2004 where she condemned the treatment of child asylum seekers, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not requiring her to walk that back based on the updated information with regards to what the grooming gangs did. I think she's done an enormous amount of heavy lifting on the gender affirming care bullshit side. And I mean, huge. I mean, even to the point where she used her own money to create a grape crisis center in Scotland that only supported females, much to the chagrin of the
that's the least she could do after championing letting in people that.
But not in Scotland.
It's a need for such a center.
Scotland didn't have that problem.
That's right.
But
no, I hear what you're saying, Paul.
My point is one giant problem at a time. I think.
Yeah. No, I get it. I totally agree. I think that someone was just contrasting Emma, sort of walking back an initial way of thinking.
Legit question.
Right. Going back to this.
Back to Emma.
Well, just back to also to JK's reaction, because then you could say, guys, do you think Emma knew what she was doing by saying this? Because just by saying that I love JK still, now that part of the trans community has gone after her.
For sure.
I've told a couple of people why, if she was really had some real remorse and really wanted to make a living amends, it's just call her up and let me take out to lunch. Let's go have a talk. But you do this on a podcast. So I was wondering what you guys thought about that.
Well, I mean, we know that the catechism in the trans community, or at least the activist community, is that you accept everything or you're gone. That there's no half measure.
Well, and that's kind of what I wanted to bring up, Paul. And that's where I think it's not just that community. It's a lot of these communities on the left where I've never seen this before, where nobody can have a conversation anymore. And that's kind of the thing that has kind of been a similar topic this entire morning, is that if you don't have an echo chamber and you're not going to do as they tell you or bow down to their mind think, then you're going to be ostracized instantly. Right. And that's kind of the same with all of these kind of groups. This is the first time I've seen a lot of this in history since like back in the racial divide days and stuff like that. And I'm just kind of sitting here going, how is this going to continue when we can't even have diversity of voices amongst people who claim to be all about diversity. And these are the same people crying about freedom of speech now, while they were doing nothing but stomping down free speech for the last 10, 15 years. Like, I'm just sitting here going, the hypocrisy on so many sides is bullshit. But I do like that there's finally a bit of talk, right? And that's one thing, if anything, I mean, I get accused of a lot of shit, but a lot of times I'm just throwing shit out there just to stir things up, to get people to talk a little bit.
Well, I don't know if people are talking
too much.
I don't know if people are talking, but X is at least allowing people to yell at each other and not change each other's minds. And
no, there is absolutely no dialogue.
But I don't call that dialogue, but it's interesting if there are people out there who choose to read both sides. They're the ones who benefit from it. The people arguing with each other don't benefit at all. they're just yelling at each other on X. So, but like I said, if you're reading these back and forths, you'll learn more. You absorb more, about the different different perspectives.
I mean, I think there are some more centered, independent voices speaking out, not being so silent to the left.
Yeah.
However, I'm seeing a lot of doubling down from my lefty friends, from Latino groups, and it's it's not good. It's not good because you're defining yourself by media trauma, media misery, media victimization, and it's not a full picture of who we are as people, just as people. So it's very frustrating to talk to that side, and I'm gonna be honest too. Even on the hard right with some people, I find it challenging for myself because I take an issue as it comes along.
Yeah, and up here in Canada, people are talking about the fact that when you're trying to get a research grant and you're a centrist, you have to fake being part of the gender identity mafia to get your money. You're just shut up. And I think that's
a true grifter. Then that's a true grift. Yeah.
It's just some poor schmuck who wants $5,000 to research salmon eggs.
Yeah, but you're selling out on your morals.
Yeah, but I don't know. These are not strong-willed people to begin with. They're educators.
Okay.
and they're just trying to eke out a basic living, and the government and the the rainbow Nazis have totally infected things up here, and you have to. And how many people are pretending to be people they are not? How many people in the United States going for grants have to pretend to be someone who they're not just to be able to get that grant? I think that's really pernicious. That twists your personality around.
Yeah, that I think is a very, very big deal actually in many places, because academia, many branches of academia are rotten to the core. And if you say anything that's going to challenge certain narratives, you're done. You're not going to get your funding. You're going to have your paper blacklisted. You'll be ridiculed. So that is a thing. And you've even had like some people who did like these fake academic papers that were completely
Peter Boghossian,
for instance, and they were celebrated because the papers appeared woke and they found the conclusions that were considered desirable, right?
Yeah, their best one was toxic male dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
So on that, in Mike Mexican Ironman back we can relate on this, is that we both used to run heavily in kind of like socialist Democrat movement, political
great pickers
worlds. No. So in the 90s, but there was always people who were like straight up commies, like they had their agenda. But was also there is that, hey, we have to take over academia, and 30 years later, that's what's happened. And that's, I mean, I left that whole end, towards the late 90s, one, because I was just perpetually broke, it's like, all right, the movement's not really doing shit for me. I still got to pay rent, and I'm giving here so much of my time. But there was a lot there's just a lot of unhappiness and doubt and just people being awful to each other. So I was like, yeah, I gotta go.
The political change in Canada, a lot of it was generated in the 60s when the draft dodgers teachers who were draft dodgers came up to Canada and joined universities and colleges. That was a huge shift for us to the left.
Yeah, I mean, and Mikey will tell you this, man. I mean, that was always part of that plan, from like, hey, we got to change the male and the female, that whole Latinx shit, that whole talk was happening back then, to taking over academia, guys. And to a certain degree, I was always about, hey, I want the real history to be taught. I don't want anyone to feel like shit for being taught and that you're an evil person. But you take away a person's history, then that's not good either. But even back then, these guys were just going all, over the top. And of course, the real issues were never being addressed by Democrats, because that's who we're always politicking for, organizing for. And they counted on it, and they never to this day have done a damn thing about it. So yeah,
interesting stuff. So, any final words on Emma Watson before we move on?
I think in the end we should, notwithstanding JK's response, my belief is any positive change should be celebrated.
Yeah, so kudos to Emma Watson.
Well,
but,
I wouldn't go that far. I'm saying from our end, with people coming down on her, I think we should. That's their fight. Well, if I can call it that way, because I don't know what they're actually doing with each other. But I think here on the outside, it's too easy to condemn what Emma has done. And in my point of view, in all of this, with how fractious and how nasty the voices are between this and Charlie, any capitulation to me is better than none.
I will say, though, I think that Emma Watson has been an extremely toxic person. She's been extremely harmful to the private life of J.K. Rowling, to the fans of Harry Potter, and to society at large, because her activism, I think, has been very harmful. And if she is starting to get to the point where she understands that this was bad and good for her, but actually, I think that she needs to be held accountable, and so does everyone who.
How would you do that?
Well, how J.K. responded. That's how.
Yeah, exactly. How she responded.
Yeah, that was a great response.
I think that was a great response. That she needs to be confronted with the fact that you are an extremely privileged person, and the activism that you have championed is harmful to other women who aren't as privileged.
Sure. But do we put her in stocks? Like,
what do you mean? Like, she has put herself there, and she took on a very public role where that became part of her persona. I think it's not just her. I think David Tennant, everyone else that championed as hard for that cause, I think they should publicly apologize for it and admit the error of their ways. Now we can move on.
I'm like, if you really are sincere, right? You've come to some to some place of acceptance of what you've done on a public forum. Then go to that person and make a living amends. Then maybe you can go talk, do a public statement, all this stuff. This was a little bit and I get her type, man. Like I said, but I would. This is just me, just my opinion, Paul. she should have just called her up, say,
Yeah,
hey,
I agree.
Can we go have some lunch? I'd like to talk to you. That is a true sign. It's not easy to do. It's like because you know what? They could say, "No, fuck you." It's like, all right, well, I tried. But
here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I think there's one other side to it, because if Emma Watson were to be seen in public with J.K. Rowling, if she were seen to make any kind of such amends,
interesting,
that would get her canceled, now wouldn't it? I think there's an element of that to this, and maybe that is why she didn't want to. I'm not defending that, but again, that's why I also think that she really should be called out on what she's doing. I think that's completely fair. I think J.K. Rowling did it in a fantastic, brilliant way, and it should be done with many, many others.
And just so if the audience hasn't seen or read what she said, like, just to paraphrase a little bit, is that JK said, when I was 20, 24 or even a kid, I wasn't a millionaire. You know, I was broke. I wrote these books that you have benefited, that you are privileged. It was a great response, guys.
It was totally. It was an absolutely brilliant response. Yeah. Any further thoughts on that before we move on?
I don't care about Emma Watson.
I love it. I love Tom.
Well, let's move on then. We may have some more super chats, mayhaps. And then we have Bob Iger to address still.
Yeah, what did Bob do? What did Bobby do? We'll find out. Mexican Iron Man's in the house. How you doing, Mike? He says, how much do I have to super chat to get Andre on camera wearing the latest fall fashion Midnight Edge man thong on face reveal? Kidding, boss man. Well, hopefully tomorrow, if things are sorted out correctly. Yeah. What? Oh, I knew I was waiting for it. I quit.
No, the man thong, that's going to be quite a bit. I didn't say anything about anything else.
You better be on camera tomorrow.
I mean,
do our member stream.
Andre's a handsome dude, no gay.
He's hiding himself from the world.
You know, I'm actually a little jelly of what a handsome dude Andre is. So I think people are going to be happy when they see Andre on camera. No thong though.
Yeah. Now, hopefully, if everything works out, Friday, everybody in general will get to face reveals. So get the word out. Let everybody know. Friday morning on the morning show, you get to see Andre.
There is hopefully a little gay. Okay. All right.
There's a lot of gay here. Gay. Well, Paul alone just brings it up. It's like astronomical.
It brings it out of us.
Well, no, he just brings up that gay quotient just so high that, yeah. But yeah, the rest of us, it just makes us gay. ActionCom has a question for Paulie. Who would you say come off more dignified after a podcast, Emma Watson or Charlize Theron?
I haven't seen the Thrawn one. Dignified, or I mean, like, I have a little more, sympathy for Emma, but there's that's with a caveat, and that's to say, I haven't seen the Charlize one. I've played a game of pool with Charlize Theron many years ago, and she was a very cool person, very down to earth. And this was a party. It was a private party that she threw for her assistant at the time, and I was friends of the assistant. So we went to Charlize's house and played. She had this badass pool set up, and it was delightful. So that was many years ago. There you go. Nothing salacious there. She was funny. Imagine. Someone like a Charlize Theron playing pool and being cool as shit. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, nice, very cool.
Yeah.
And then moving on, we've got ActionCom, who also has been a member for 25 months. The Matthias Fredriksson send in 50 and says, I think that's Swedish krona, or what is it?
That is Swedish krona, yes.
Yeah, so that. Andre and Tom, a bit of odd question, but will you one day consider writing your memoirs? I don't know about memoirs, but I've got a ton of stuff that I've been kind of bubbling in the background that I'm sure that I'll do something at some point here. I'm sure Andre's going to end up writing something at some point.
Oh, well, I'd love to write something, memoirs, but something, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I doubt if it'll be our memoirs necessarily, but
if you've ever DM'd with Tom, it's the most monosyllabic interaction you'll have with anybody ever.
It's like talking to a 10-year-old.
Yeah,
well,
it's like no punctuation, an emoji. Yeah.
Emojis are punctuation.
Okay, Gen Z.
Your memoirs are more like a dark comedy, Tom.
You're not wrong. But yeah, we'll see about that. Then Kareen's in the house and says, "Please, where's the Viking hat, Andre?" I don't know if do you have a real Viking helmet, Andre?
I actually don't.
What? I can't believe that. I figured you guys were born with them over there.
I have a replica Mjolnir, if that helps.
Mjolnir? Yeah. Could hang on to that, I guess. Exactly. Emojis are punctuation. Smiley face, laughing face. They tell you everything you need to know. Anyway, I don't know what Bob Iger did. Now what Bob Iger do?
I should just mention the smiley face emojis are very good.
They are.
You know, when you send someone an email and saying, "You stupid piece of shit, go die. I hope your mother throws up and chokes on her own barf," but you put a laugh emoji at the end, and that makes it all good.
Yeah, that's what I sent him the other day. Paul knows what I'm talking about.
I know. I read it. It's terrible. But I saw the emoji and I thought, oh, he doesn't mean it.
Yeah, you laughed, right?
I did, yeah. Yeah. That was funny.
God, I got a really bad joke for you, Chato, but I'm not going to do it.
What did Bob do? Andre, bring me up to speed here since I've been sick.
Yeah, well, I'm looking for the link for the story here. But basically, what Bob Iger did was that first he took Jimmy Kimmel down, and then he brought Jimmy Kimmel back. And now we have more evidence to suggest that the real reason that Kimmel was brought back was because the agents, the Hollywood agents, said that none of our clients are going to work with you unless you bring Kimmel back. And that may be why he caved. Yeah, well, it is blackmail, but still, if you check the private chat right now, because there's more to this story, because IDA shareholders, they want to know exactly what happened here. Was there influence, or do we need to get Bob Iger's head on a platter? Because this whole thing, the bad news cycle, everything like that, that actually caused a reduction of the share price, which, at least for the moment, shaved $4 billion off the company's worth. And some shareholders weren't too happy with that. So those shareholders, they want answers. Exactly what happened. And so basically they are, in not so many words, demanding discovery. They want to see all of Disney's internal communication. Who decided this? Why did they decide it? Was there influence? Why did anyone give in? How could this happen? This is exactly what they want to get to the bottom at. Problem is that this might actually be very bad news for Bob Iger, because now some people are very, very pissed, and almost no matter how this turns out, it's gonna look bad on him. Now he can choose to not hand over the papers, but then they're going to sue and they basically try to get a legal discovery process. Or he can give the documents, but that could be tantamount to giving his own head on a platter. Either way, because of this whole incident, he is now in trouble with the shareholders, and he's also seen as a pushover within Hollywood. Paulie, I'm sure that you can chime in on that. I mean, your friends who are down with the cause and with the message in Hollywood, were they impressed with Disney and with Iger's handling here? What's their feeling? Because I think that many people probably feel like that.
I don't know yet about the Iger thing. I just know that, they've anointed Kimmel big time the last couple of weeks. I mean,
he's a paragon of free speech.
Well, from free speech to, boycotting Disney and the subscriptions and all that stuff. I mean, they're basically trying to find their Messiah, and it's so odd. And of course, no one's watching the show again. I think you had a spike for a day or two, and it's back down again.
Yeah. Which should surprise no one, honestly.
Yeah. But I do got to go. We'll be promising a first early hour with you guys, but my other work does call. Jefe.
Well, thanks for joining us. That's much appreciated, and very glad that you took one for the team and watched that entire stupid podcast with Emma Watson.
Yeah. I'm glad I got to use it. So, cheers everyone on the panel. Much love to the chat. I'll be live in a few hours on the Latino Slant, going over a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff. Be well, everybody.
See you, Paulie.
Adios.
Take care.
Bye. Oh, good. He's gone already.
Yeah. So with that's pretty much sums up the Iger story. Anyone else want to chime in on that? Chris, for instance, are you impressed with Iger's handling of this? Do you think he's going to get any backlash from it, or is this much ado about nothing?
I think it's much ado about nothing. I've not been impressed with any of the decisions that the shareholders have made. I've not been impressed with any of the decisions that Iger has made, and I certainly haven't been impressed with any of the decisions that Jimmy Kimmel's made. But it's all just a big echo chamber, and nothing. It's much ado about nothing, and nothing's going to come of it. That's my feeling.
And I mean, the biggest joke is everyone's rallying around Kimmel.
Yeah,
it's
all the people
why not
rally around?
Can you pick a lower F list performer? Seriously? I mean,
well,
it's just
I think
dumb.
the bigger question here is what does J.K. Rowling think? No, I saw this and I'm like, well, of course they did. This was obvious as hell. This happened right in front of our eyes. And anybody who tries to deny this is full of shit. Kimmel is just a useful idiot at this point, right? Like they're just trying to use him as a reason to say, look, they're against free speech. Well, Trump tried to do this. The FCC made threats. They're against free speech. It's like you guys don't even know what the fuck free speech means. You guys have been trying to silence everybody for years, and now all of a sudden you give a shit about free speech right after all of you blackmailed ABC into basically taking him back when nobody's watching this shit. Nobody cares. Like Valiant Renegade said, they got a free out by blaming Trump and the FCC for taking Jimmy Kimmel off the air when they did it simply because he was losing the money and nobody's watching the fucking show. Jimmy Kimmel himself said he found out during this whole thing that the funny thing was all these people weren't watching his show, all of his friends and whatnot. It's like, maybe that should tell you something, Jimmy.
I think I mentioned it before that Jimmy is the left's discount Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
He's not even that.
No. Right? He is. He is that. I mean,
he is that now. Yes,
he's not that from a stature point of view, but he is the best that they could offer.
They needed something. They needed a response to Charlie Kirk. They needed a martyr of their own.
Yeah, he's the
and that just
Charlie
so
Kirk.
To be him.
He's the Temu Charlie Kirk. Perfect.
Well, he's not even that. He's just like they needed
pretty bad
to be a martyr for, and that's who they got.
Oh, no.
That's who they chose.
Andre, Temu is really bad.
I'm not disputing that. I would never dispute that.
So yeah, this will all blow over. His contract will be over, and he's gone. So
yeah, he's not going to get a contract.
Oh no, absolutely not. There's a difference between, hey, you took him down while he was actually working for a living. They will have no influence over re-signing him.
Yeah. I think that moment has passed.
Yeah.
When does Iger hand off the baton?
Oh, he's who the hell knows at this point? I mean,
Yeah.
he's supposed to be there for many years to come, so I wouldn't count any days there just yet, to put it that way. Yeah. But of course, they're looking for a replacement, and who knows, maybe they'll have one. But even when he's gone, he has it in his contract that he's still going to be there in an advisory capacity for many years to come. I mean, basically, he can, unless he's forcefully kicked out and dragged out, he can stay there until he's no longer on this mortal coil. Let's put it that way.
It's just going to be a smoking husk by the time they get rid of him.
Yeah, it depends. And the problem is that if they get anyone who is like him, they're not going to be able to fix anything.
Well, you know, when they brought in Chapek, I thought things might improve, and then that went sideways. And of course, Iger came back.
Yeah. It sadly it did. That's exactly.
He was responsible for their most successful movie of late.
He was totally. No one wants to admit that, but he was.
Yep. It's a shame.
Very much so. All right. Any final thoughts on Bob Iger?
None. I don't.
None whatsoever.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, then we are going to move on here. We have got a couple of more super chats here. Goa 141 says for 100 Mexican dollars. Thank you so much. I wouldn't hold much water on J.K. Rowling being poor. That is more an exaggeration on her part. As of the writing of the first book, she just divorced and had to rely on welfare and her millionaire family. Yeah, maybe. I don't know too much about the life of J.K. Rowling to be.
I do know they like to play up how, like, actual, you know, what her state was when she started the books.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't doubt that for 1 second. That they'll add some.
No, J.K. Rowling's family was not rich. She came from a middle-class family and experienced significant poverty as a single mother before her breakthrough with Harry Potter. Her parents were of working-class backgrounds. Her father was an aircraft engineer, and her mother was a science technician. There you go.
So she got no child support or alimony whatsoever, is what you're saying.
Well, that I don't know about that, but I'm just saying this person's comment was that her she had millionaire family and that the parents.
That I don't necessarily know, but yeah, like I'm saying, like I'm sure they made her story sound a lot worse than it really was when they tried to tell it. But
yeah, almost what you said, Paul, almost sounded like the back of the book blurb.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. She struggled for 20 years trying to make Harry Potter a thing.
I'm just telling you what the AI is telling me.
Oh, okay.
Living on the streets, she wrote the first few chapters on the back of cardboard boxes from beer cans and Mountain Dew, and that's how Harry Potter was born. No, anyway, Dark King says for the face reveal, Andre better pull a full Conan. Well-oiled steroid-fueled muscles on full display with leather posing pouch. Climb!
Yeah, might want to lower your expectations a little bit.
A little bit. But we're caught up. Was there any other news stories we had to address?
Yeah, we have a Peacemaker story, actually.
Oh.
Check the private chat. There's a great publication that did a story here. Maybe Chris.
New York Times.
So why did they remove, or what are we talking about here? I got the Peacemaker.
I think these are those emotes. Is this the story about the Nazi?
The Fortnite
emote?
Oh, for God's sake!
It's the Fortnite dancer.
Yeah. The peaceful hips, I think, is the emote that they canceled. I was looking at this. This comes from Jameson Ashley, one of our contributors over at Bleeding Full. But I think this story's already made the rounds. It's after the recent Yahtzee America, white supremacist America episode, people started noticing that this emote kind of looked like a Nazi symbol and started making hay about it. And Fortnite comes out and says, we're disabling the peaceful hips emote in Fortnite as we inquire into our partner's creative intentions in this collaboration. You should assume it's not coming back, and we will issue refunds in the next few days. Sorry, folks. That $2 emote you paid for is going to be yanked from your game because it looks like a Yahtzee symbol. I actually did a deep dive on this when Jameson put it up, and there are all kinds of dancing emotes. I mean, one person has put out, I think it's embedded later on in this article, the Peacemaker skins. You could pause them on any moment and possibly see something that is or isn't there. I just thought this was ridiculous. And what do you guys think?
Well, I think that their reaction may be excessive. But now when I look at the intro sequence, when you basically have like these arm movements that mimics the Hakenkreuz, I have seen that before, that exact motion. And that's in a Disney short, that Führer's face. This is a 1943 Disney short. It was one of the pieces that Disney did as a propaganda piece on behest of the U.S. Army, where basically Donald has a dream that he resides in Nazi Germany and he's a factory worker there. And when he has to do workouts to stay fit and stuff like that for the Vaterland, right? This is the exact dance that he does with those exact arm movements. I absolutely think that is fully intentional, and it was a subtle clue the whole time. I think so. So I think it's real. I don't think that Fortnite needed to remove it, but if they wanted to, hey, that's their privilege.
Sometimes a pipe is just a fucking pipe, y'all. My guess is some choreographer had no fucking clue what he was doing. I don't think there was any correlation whatsoever, and y'all are connecting yarn balls here. I'll be honest with you. This is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. These people, the same folks that make a big deal about twerking being like this good thing and all this other crap, is like, no, it's not. So I'm not going to listen to their other end of bullshit too. So sorry. No, I get where you're coming from, Andre, but
where the world is being ruled by the 0.001% of complainers, the loudest voices. This is not too dissimilar from the people with ultra high definition 100 inch TVs while they're watching PGA games, watching for rule infractions, and then calling them in while the actual game is going on, while the event is going on, and then the people who adjudicate these things actually will come back on and say, no, your ball did move, blah 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 blah, and then assess some kind of stroke penalty. And PGA, to their credit, have told all these people to go fuck themselves. We are no longer accepting nerds phoning in because they've seen it on their ultra high def TV, some kind of rule infraction. And we need to apply that same rule. We need to apply this same just fuck off rule to more things.
Yeah. Did they add even if you're right to that rejection?
It doesn't matter. Yes, it does not matter. They will adjudicate the stuff as it's happening during the game, on field, on the course. They are no longer accepting these people with no lives piping in.
Yeah. I don't blame them. Don't blame them.
Yeah, I think this is just dumb.
Yeah. Well, again, it's interesting. It's not an exact apples to apples comparison, but books that you buy on Kindle or digital comics or digital movies, whenever they are no longer socially acceptable, the owners yank them back because you didn't buy that emote, you just licensed it.
Yeah, this
Well,
is
and
true.
just
This
for
is the same
reference,
thing. Yeah.
Here's what you were talking about, Andre.
Oh yeah.
Scenery, not forgetting to build up the body so we can work harder for the Führer.
Yeah.
Heil Hitler. 1, 2, 3, hi. 1,
Yeah,
2,
there we
3,
go.
hi. 1, 2, 3, hi. 1, 2, 3, hi.
Wow.
And now,
Yeah, I don't think this is actually something they really did, though.
How did you remember this, Andre?
Because he didn't have much to watch as a child.
This was
Yes,
our
yes.
educational programming. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, Mom, the ice is flowing into the fjord. Look, it's going. Oh, I can actually see its path. It's exciting. I'm going to go out and measure it with my ruler.
Andre Minor.
I wish I could say that you're way off. But
What did you say, Six?
Andre minored in dance theory at university.
This is true. No.
Yeah.
Action Com says, Paul, executive question. Would you sign Tilly Norwood?
No, I would not.
No, please continue that you would make a Tilly Norwood of your own and do it better.
It reminds you of something from Dieter Sprockett's TV show on SNL, if you remember the little dance thing they had with Mike Myers on SNL.
We are dancing in sprockets. Yeah,
it.
Mr. Rodent 71 sends in 10 Canadian, says, you need more members for Andre's face reveal. Well, if everybody wants to bring out their member, that's up to them.
Whoa.
Yeah. And Mr. Rodent gifted 20 freaking memberships. That's what he meant
Awesome.
there.
That's what he meant. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Fantastic. Thank you.
We appreciate that. And with that, Andre, I think we're going to wrap things up today. I don't think there was anything else.
Yeah,
there's this, whatever this is.
This is the Norwegian, dance.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Everything.
But
to
now
do with
you
fish.
see that man just challenged him to a duel. See, that's the problem. Yeah. And there's always a bigger fish.
I love that.
That was for 6. That was a little Star Wars reference there.
Yeah, there's actually a great clip of him being in Norway, John Cleese.
I saw it.
Going back to England in his rowboat, swearing off all Norwegians.
Oops.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Saw his Norwegian video.
Oh yeah,
John Cleese's Norwegian video. Very funny.
Is that the one like where he takes off in a rowboat to go?
No, he's narrating military thing. How people live in Norway, skiing to school and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Monty Python has always had it out for Norway. If you not know, no, I'm not even kidding. Like their box set is like the big Norwegian special box set. It's called or whatever. It's like they always are throwing in Norwegian jokes. So like it's pretty.
I think it may be. I don't know why, but I think it may be because Norway banned Life of Brian for a hot minute. There.
Could very well be.
Go after.
But I think even in Monty Python before that, in something to do because even the Meaning of Life, I think. Didn't they do some joke in the trailer, like some Norwegian cheese thing?
I don't know.
Rather, that's not even in the movie. I'd have to look it up, but like, yeah.
In Holy Grail, they had a lot of fake Swedish in the credits.
There was Swedish jokes. You're right. So maybe it was Swedish jokes. I'm getting it mixed up with Paul. But
they may not know.
Andre is probably right that after Life of Brian, they started coming after the Norwegians. Yeah.
Oh, I'm happy about it. Go for it. I mean,
yeah.
Go
because Python was supposedly banned in Norway. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Well,
I think they make that joke.
It was just Life of Brian, and it was just for a hot minute.
Life of Brian was banned in like 30 countries for a moment there. I think it was.
Yeah.
It's their best movie in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
I mean, most people lean into Holy Grail, but I'm like, I don't know. Life of Brian's pretty damn good. Now, Action Com asked the question on everybody's mind: will Norway ban Jimmy Kimmel?
I very much doubt it. Very much. You want to stay tuned. We have some news coming very, very soon that anyone fascinated by Norway in any way, shape, or form is going to get a kick out of. But
we have news too.
I wish that we had banned Jimmy Kimmel. No,
yeah.
More likely to ban me before you know it. But
well, I don't think Jimmy Kimmel should be banned. He just doesn't deserve a network TV show. That's the problem. But anyhow, Paul, what do you got going on?
I don't know. I'm writing stuff. We'll see what happens. I'm in the middle of rewriting a sitcom, so that's taking up my time. And plus, I'm running.
Up?
That's my own. I've been given notes, executive notes, and now I'm
from yourself. You gave yourself notes.
No, this is from the studio.
Oh my god, they're actually making sitcoms still. I didn't know.
I'm just not revealing anything more.
Yeah,
it's Punky Brewster reunion, isn't it?
We wait in.
I'm bringing Punky Brewster back. Is what I'm doing.
Make Punky great again.
Yes. Only Punky's a trans activist now, right?
Yeah, you guessed.
I figured as much. Chris, what you got going on over at Bleeding Fool?
Well, we've got that story about that Yahtzee emote on the front page if you want to get to bleedingfool.com. I'm actually kind of distressed about this news yesterday. I'm trying to get a little more information on it. We'll work up a story about the recently greenlit pilot for Very Young Frankenstein. I know you guys must have heard about this yesterday. TV show. Yeah, the Mel Brooks classic, Young Frankenstein.
Yes,
this is
right.
Moving ahead with Very Young Frankenstein. It's going to have
no, Mel.
Yes,
no. This is it. This is where the line is. You want to know why this is where the line is? Because this ain't yours, motherfucker. This is Gene's.
I know.
You stay the fuck away from it.
It's happening.
No.
Well, that's the rumor, isn't it, Chris? It's
no. It's reported on Hollywood Reporter last night.
Bad Mel. Wow. Bad Mel.
Zach Galifianakis or whatever, and Kumail Nanjiani, and
that's right. I did read about that. It
just looks awful from top to bottom. Director, listen now. Taika Waititi.
Oh my God.
Fuck this.
Yep, it's happening.
That doesn't even make sense. Unless it's his kid or some stupid shit, which I don't care about. Leave Young Frankenstein alone. That's Gene Wilder's.
I know.
Leave it alone.
Yep.
Did you guys see the trailer for Del Toro's Frankenstein drop today?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see the new one, no, but I have seen the other one from before.
In the previous one, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
Does it look any different than the what's his name? I just forgot his name. The guy who did Thor. Kenneth Branagh one?
Branagh's Frankenstein.
Because the last trailer gave me that kind of vibe, yeah.
Yeah.
Kenneth Branagh's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Great
was what
movie.
that movie was.
Yeah, which was a compendium or whatever you want to call it to Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks beautiful. 6
Companion, yeah.
I haven't.
That's
I've
what I meant.
just seen some stills. I need to take another look at it.
Yeah, I have to check it out again.
And I'm just gonna say, just plugging myself. I forgot to mention, I do have online Tilly Norwood Sucks Watts.
That's right.
A video. Please review that. The best heading I have ever or will ever come up with.
Is that a pun? I hope so.
Yeah, it is.
Best heading.
Well, there's that too.
All puns are intentional.
AI sucks Tilly Norwood's Watts.
Goodness gracious.
It's Knight's Watts.
Has that got an age verification on it?
No.
Okay.
No, they've let me get away with it. I mean, Watts is a technical term.
That's right. Denizens of the internet. Enjoy.
That's right. Yeah,
yes.
I don't think they've hived off Watts as a dirty word or a questionable word. So.
Nah.
Well, they might do now if you give them enough reason to.
That's right.
I'll have coined a new thing. Yes. Tilly Norwood has nice Watts. Can do it any way that you want, folks. Anyways, that's it for me.
Yep. Good stuff.
Thank you. Call me Chato. Go suck Watts.
Check it out. 6, you got anything going on that you want to plug it?
I think I'm going to go live at like 1:45 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
And talk about Paul's Spunky Brewster reboot.
Cool.
You know, the name of it is Spunky Brewster.
That would be a big hit there, 6. Spunky Brewster.
And what time is the member stream tomorrow?
I would assume it's probably 10 or 11 Central, like the old showtime, basically.
Yeah, probably around old showtime, probably. But just stay tuned for confirmation. It's going to be in the member community pages. Just stay tuned there, and confirmation will come.
All right, and Paul already peaced out on us. So with that, we're going to get out of here. Take care of yourselves and each other. And as Andre says,
bring on the koalas in the rain.
Koalas in the rain. Koalas in the rain. No fucks given. Koala, koala. Koalas in the rain. Koalas in the rain. No fucks given.